Good evening, everyone. I'm Amanda Hill.
And I'm Lee Goldberg. Today is Friday. That means we have taken the show on the road. We're at Shawnee Peak for part of our Now Hit the Road series.
We're going to get to all of that in a moment. But first, of course, a lot of hearts and minds tonight with the law enforcement community. We know Officer Nathan Desjardins lost his life in the line of duty, and tonight he was honored.
Yeah, not too far from here is where he was from. Freiburg is right down the road from where we are at Shawnee Peak. Chris Rose has our story from today.
Overcast skies and periods of light rain made for a fitting backdrop for this somber occasion at the Augusta Civic Center. Several hundred officers from throughout Maine and beyond converged on the Augusta Civic Center to honor Nathan Desjardins. The young man was remembered as a hard worker, dedicated to public service. In his short life, he served as an EMT, firefighter, and police officer. As tragic as his death is, friends say the way he died, trying to save someone, epitomizes who he was. Desjardins was a reserve officer with the Freiburg Department, assisting the Maine Warden Service in the search for a missing canoeist when his boat struck something and flipped over.
He was a tremendous man for 20 years old and was deeply committed to service, and we're all honored to be here and give him the appropriate send-off for his service.
Nathan, I love you. Thank you for being such an amazing person to everyone, and thank you for giving back to everyone in your community by being an EMT, by being a firefighter, by being a police.
Smaller private church services and remembrances will be held in Waterville on Saturday. I'm News Center's Chris Rose in Augusta.
We'll have much more from this tribute tonight at 5:30.
And now we'll continue right after this. And here we are. Welcome to Shawnee Peak. Okay, so it's not snowing, but it's raining.
There is precip up here, and if it was cold enough, they'd be blowing snow. You know that up on the mountain.
We're close to being cold enough, I would say.
This is a fairly big staple of the Lakes region. Things happen here, certainly in the summertime. One of the biggest draws in the dead of winter for sure, and also this time of year also, because even though the workers love the snow, it doesn't mean they still can't have some fun in the summertime. In the next half hour, we're talking about recreation in Maine, from the lakes to the mountains, and what that means for businesses who sometimes only see one season of income.
But because we are at a ski resort, it is only fitting we start by hitting the slopes in one of the favorite winter destinations. When the snow flies, Maine's mountains fill up. But come spring, those visitors will disappear with the snow. That is, until you give them a reason to come back.
3, 2, 1, go!
Sunday River is about to open its mountain park. Zip lines, bungee bouncing and rock climbing, and mountain biking for any experience level.
It's an e-bike. So down here, you have your motor housing. You have a battery that actually runs most of the length of this down tube. And you'll see right there the power and the settings for the battery.
Each year, new adventures are added. Communications Director Darcy Lambert says the mountain only got serious about attracting summer visitors about 10 years ago.
We have the River Rock Christian Music Festival early July. July 29th, we host our annual Tough Mountain Challenge, which is, even if you're not a competitor, it's always a good time. And then this fall, we're really excited because we're bringing in a Maine Craft Beer Festival.
And thanks to the Chondalas, the mountain can host wedding guests and full moon dinners at its Peak Lodge, boasting views you usually only see when you're about to ski down.
We're making the most out of summer in the warm weather months.
And proving there's more than one way to go downhill on this mountain. Okay, Sunday River, of course, not the only fun place to go in the summertime. So coming up later in the show, we're going to check in with other places like Sugarloaf and, of course, talk with somebody from Shawnee Peak, because this is actually a pretty big birthday this year. So we'll have all of that.
Do we get
coming
cake?
Up. Oh, do we?
I want
we'll
cake.
Find out.
We'll find cake.
Someone...
All right. So now that you've had a peek at least some of the summer activities that are here in our Maine mountains, it's time to tackle the age-old debate.
What's better in Maine? What's your favorite, summer or winter? Are you a kayaker, you know, that kind of guy, or do you like to snowshoe, ski? Personally, I like to do it all, but we want to know what you think.
Summer. Sorry.
Oh.
I love skiing though,
Okay.
but summer, a half an inch more. Here's how you guys get to decide though. You got to go to pulse.newscentermaine.com or open up the Pulse tab on our mobile app. The poll will be open for the rest of the show, so go there and vote, and we'll see how it all turns out. Yeah. So if you love the summer or the winter, I think it is fair to say nobody likes cold, raw, and rainy. Hey, Keith.
I'm hurt by that. Let me just first say that the last time I was at Shawnee Peak, it was puking snow. It was just 3-4 inches an hour. So what a juxtaposition here. I was hoping for a little sunshine, but we knew that wasn't going to happen.
It is Friday.
New Center now on the road, not great track record thus far.
Not so
0 for 3.
For the weather. Literally the worst day of the week every time. But the rain is ending. Let's show you the radar, and I've zoomed into our location here in Shawnee, and you can see the last of the rain just pulling out of the Bridgeton area into Casco, into Poland as well. If we widen it out, the rain is hugging the coastline, and it will be a rainy night down east, mid-coastal, and particularly southern Maine as the front moves on through. That front will stick with us through the first half of tomorrow. So I think there's showers through the first half of the day tomorrow, but we should clear out nicely by tomorrow afternoon and start to see temperatures warm up quickly into the mid and upper 70s by later in the day. Father's Day continues to look good. Some of the global models disagree on this, but I think it's going to work out nicely where we get a lot of sunshine in there and temperatures that will respond a lot into the upper 70s and mid 80s across the interior by Sunday afternoon before some thunderstorms move in on Monday. Guys, we do have a very humid forecast though going forward, so I'll try to detail that for you because I know Mainers not big fans of the humidity.
Yeah, well, not having to wear my jacket in July would be nice.
Right.
So thank you for that.
Do I look weird in this chair? Because I feel
no, you look good.
We're all
So
sort
you
of,
tip over.
you know, we are on the slope, so
it's just
As we did see a minute ago, you got to check out what the mountains do in the summertime. So that was the turf part of the program. I decided to take on the surf part of the program because the Lakes region, summertime is money time. If you want to get wet on a hot summer day, Sun Sports on the Causeway in Naples is your one-stop shop. Open since 1994, the business primarily services people who want to have some fun. Ian Scott remembers renting his first board when he was 4 years old.
I was super excited, and I got on the water the first day with one of Harry's instructors, and they taught me the ropes, and from there on it's been a water life.
KP Gagnon is from Raymond and is well aware of how important the summer months are to that area.
Yeah, the summertime's super busy. A lot of people come in and they fill the lakes, and I mean, a lot of people like to wakeboard and tube, so we try to get out as much as we can during the summer because we only get a few months out of it. And during the summer, it's great here. It is. The lakes are awesome, the temperature's just right, and nothing like it.
The hard part about seasonal business is the one thing that is out of your control, and that is the weather.
If we do get a rainy winter, or rainy summer rather, a rainy week for that matter, it really boils down to 8 weeks in the middle of the summer that you really make your money. So if we lose a week, we've got to come up with something to make up for the difference. This is how I support my family.
Now, while most people just want some fun in the sun, Ian actually competes in wake surfing, while KP travels the country competing in wakeboarding. I don't know about you, but that looked pretty easy to me.
Yeah, I feel like we could have done that. You just had a wake surf? No, I don't think so.
How about wakeboarding?
No way.
Well, what can we do?
I think we got something in mind.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, this is good.
Here we go.
And, whoa.
I'm going to need your glasses too.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
Throw these right on there.
Let's go. Okay, I can't tell you, A, how much fun that was, and B, how nervous I was that KP was going to land on us as he was jumping over us.
Right.
But he wasn't even close, but I was just worried because that's what I do.
Can I just say proud of you for getting in the water? I don't think I'm ready yet.
It wasn't as bad as I was expecting.
That's fair.
It was actually pretty nice.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then go hit the lakes then.
There you go. There is no off-season for Maine's mountain towns. You can see how they keep business booming while the snow is not falling. That's coming up.
Plus, Keith is back with the full forecast.
All right, welcome back, everybody. By now, you've seen Amanda and I do some zip lining, riding, ride some bikes, be on the tube and the lake, and just have lots of fun up here. Now, these activities are obviously great for us, and they bring in thousands of visitors to Maine every single summer.
You know, lucky Christina Rex, though, we sent her up to the top of the mountain. Normally, that would be amazing, but today, it's a little bit brisk. Sorry, Christina.
Okay, Amanda and Lee, I just need to explain my luck right here. 5 minutes ago, the most gorgeous view you've ever seen behind me. Now, all fog. You can't see anything. But I promise I'll take some pictures, I'll post them online so you can see them at some point. Anyway, summer on a ski mountain. It obviously sounds like a pretty strange trend, but it's been growing in recent years. I went to both Rangeley and Carrabassett Valley to learn how this new trend can keep business booming.
Say goodbye to the summer slump.
Over the last few years, we've been working to broaden our summer offerings to further animate the resort during the off-season.
We try to recruit visitors, second homeowners, businesses.
Both on the mountain at Sugarloaf and just 27 miles away in Rangeley, more effort in recent years has been put to using summer activities to attract visitors.
Just the natural beauty, to the solitude, to the quiet, to all the activities that you can do, lake activities, hiking activities.
It's been an essential move in Rangeley ever since the closing of Saddleback Mountain. The town swells from 1,200 to almost 10,000 people in the summertime, both because of lake and mountain activities. Down the road at Sugarloaf, concerts and bike festivals introduce people to the area.
The biggest traffic that we see is when we have those events. Compared to just a regular daily activity.
Though the idea of ski mountain summers is young, only 10 years old at Sunday River and 6 at Sugarloaf, employees say there's no doubt it's boosting business in surrounding communities.
There's definitely the overflow that's going into the surrounding towns, and I think, you know, it's good for everybody.
For all the businesses in the area, restaurants, shops, and things like that, just driving people here in the summer, it really benefits all of us.
It may look peaceful now.
What you see now is very quiet, and in a couple of weeks, if you were to come back, you wouldn't find a parking spot.
One thing I found really interesting is that the employees at Sugarloaf told me that those big crowds they get in the summer are completely different from the skiers that they get in the winter. So they said what they're working on right now is getting some of those summer people to come visit in the winter to ski at the mountain as well. For now, I'm going to send it back all the way down to the bottom of the mountain to you, Lee and Amanda.
All right, safe travels back down.
Absolutely.
Someone who knows a lot about bringing those tourists in is Rachel Wilkinson with Shawnee Peak. And the minute she starts talking, you'll know she wasn't born here, but she's been here for long enough to understand.
What do you think gives it away?
Yeah, what is it, Rachel?
I could talk about the beers on the mountain.
If you talk about beer, then you are actually from Maine. Yeah, so there you go.
This is a big year for you guys, specifically.
This is. We are 80 years old this year, so that is, we're the longest running ski mountain in Maine, so it's something that we're really proud of, and obviously we're going to celebrate.
When did you start to even think about, you know what, we should do some summer stuff too to get people to keep coming to this place?
Well, we've always done little bits and pieces. Operationally, we didn't sort of want to turn into the big resort year-round, but we wanted to do, we really started messing around with dates a couple of years ago and doing the mountaintop events. That sort of thing really took off last year.
What sort of things do you have going on this summer?
This summer we open up our bar on Thursday. We call it Thirsty Thursdays. We have live music and people come out and it's really great. Kids bring softball bats and are playing around out in the slopes. And we also do the mountaintop lobster cook-offs. There are four different dates for those. Some of them are midweek for the folks that are up on the lake. They get to come and enjoy something really different. And then we do some on the weekends too, because our season pass holders last year were like, come on, do something on the weekends so we can travel up from Boston. So
we really should do the lobster or the bar thing today, just so for quality control purposes, we could help test that out.
Or we should do now on Thursdays, because it was much nicer yesterday.
I know.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, Rachel, thank you very much for your time, and happy birthday to Shawnee P.
Thank you.
80 years old. You guys look great for 80 years old.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting down to the wire here. This is where you make the call. Is it summer in Maine or winter in Maine?
So far, summer is winning, but go to pulse.newscentermaine.com to cast your vote, or just open up the app on your phone and click on Pulse.
Hey, he's back with a full look at this forecast.
And hopefully
which
summer is coming.
Everything besides
Well, look,
today.
Look, first of all, guys, this week was great, was it not?
It was fantastic.
It was pretty
Thank
fantastic
you.
up until today.
Yeah.
But we got some more summer coming. Let's show you the radar. We've got most of the rain out of here in the Bridgeton area. There are a few just stray showers in the backside. I can feel kind of the outflow for it. It's definitely windy and cool here. Most of the rain is hugging the coastline at the moment. Nothing really in the way of thunderstorm activity at the moment, so that's good news for most of us. But there is some more steady rain over the mid-coast and southern Maine that will continue through the night tonight as that front comes through. Temperatures, no surprise, had a hard time getting warm today because of the clouds, because of the showers, and we're going to stay on the cool side during the overnight hours before we start to warm up for the weekend. The weekend overall will see temperatures at average and then eventually above as we head into Father's Day. We'll be warming up into the upper 70s and low 80s for Sunday. It looks like tomorrow will be generally in the 70s there. So a front's going to come through. We're going to be in decent shape through the day on Saturday, starting with rain showers, ending up, though, in the afternoon with some sunshine on Saturday afternoon. And then Sunday, you know, some of the global models disagree on exactly how this is going to go down, but I think we're going to be in a good place on Sunday with the southwest flow. Will be south of the warm front, but the cold front that will come through on Monday won't be there in time. So I think we end up with a nice day for Father's Day. Temperatures respond into the 80s. One thing that you'll notice as we head into Sunday afternoon and Monday is that dew points will really increase rapidly. So it will be very sticky, particularly Sunday afternoon through, say, Tuesday midday. That's when we're going to see dew points around 70 degrees or so, which is kind of that limit for most people as far as it being comfortable or not comfortable. And I think it's going to tip that balance on Monday. After that, we launch into a decent pattern for Wednesday, and I think Thursday and Friday of next week look really good. So overall, just be aware that even though I only have highs in the low 80s for Monday, it's a very humid 80 degrees. And I know New England people hate that. Most people hate that.
After today, I'll be okay with that.
I'm
so,
okay. Yeah.
You won't
like
hear
the
me.
thought of it at the moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, you trade places with Katie
Okay.
now. So we're going to bring in...
That's why you guys were all whispering. I was
well,
like,
no, we
what
weren't
is
really whispering. There's a lot of sign language going on. We didn't want to disturb you.
It's very low budget here. Very low budget.
All right.
So, Katie, you've got some French fries here.
Let me just hold those for you.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Just trying to help.
French Friday, of course. So for today's segment, don't eat them all.
These are good.
I found a review on Facebook from a woman who said she had the best French fries she's ever had at a Standard Gastropub right down the street, about 10 minutes away in downtown Bridgeton. And truthfully, she may be right because I was blown away. But first, a little bit about Standard Gastropub. It actually used to be a gas station, but it's been converted to a full restaurant. However, they still sell gas, which is pretty cool. But now to the fries. The potatoes come from Green Thumb Farms in Freiburg. They're hand cut every day and soaked overnight in a little bit of water and vinegar. But here's what makes them amazing, though. They have a lot of different dusts, as they call them, sprinkled on them, which are a custom mix of different spices.
The different cooks in the kitchen and my chef and sous chef and myself. We always kind of get ideas from customers sometimes, and we just like to play around with different ideas and different ingredients to kind of keep enhancing and making them more fun.
All right, so as Lee and I, Amanda, you're gonna get in on this?
Yeah, I had one.
Oh, you did? Okay.
We're getting a quick wrap up here, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So
these are good, and we'll be back.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Pulse results. Summer wins 80% to 20%.
That's all from Shawnee Peak. Thank you so much for joining us on the mountain as we head into the 5:30. We just want to acknowledge our dads for Father's Day. Have a great night.
All right, Pulse results. Summer wins 80%. to 20%.
Which is a Wall Street thing, is that pigs get fat, but hogs get slaughtered. So you can push it, but don't push it too far, and try to live my life that way.
I think the most important thing my dad has done for me thus far in my life is he drove me across the country 3 days to my first job in Colorado, and I've only seen him cry twice in my life. Once was at a funeral, and the second was at the airport when he had to fly back. He bawled like a baby, and now I'm gonna cry, and it made me so emotional. So my dad is awesome. There's nothing that he wouldn't do for me, and I'm so thankful for that.
My dad is one of the most selfless people. He would do anything for anyone, anything for his family. And if there's one thing that I'll really take away from any of his advice, it's to always treat others the way you would want to be treated and never take life too seriously.
We like to go surfing together. And it's been a little bit of time since we've actually been able to go out, but it's almost like we just pick up right where we left off from when we first went when I was a young kid. And it's the exact same experience now when I go out with him, you know, on Ogunquit Beach. And we both do this thing, and I didn't really think about it until right now, but when he catches a wave and he just rides it all the way to the shore, he gets off and he's like, woo! And I've noticed, because he has a little GoPro that we put on the surfboards, that like I did one last summer, and I was like, woo! And I was like, oh man, that's my dad.
He's so kind. And he's calm and collected, and I think he's always been there to lend an ear. Like, I know I can always talk to my dad, and he's not going to overreact or underreact. He really takes things and thinks about them and gives really good advice.
The number one thing that my dad taught me through my entire life is that it's always better to do an experience than to spend money on material things. He always said, you will never regret spending time with your family, going on that vacation, hanging out with your friends. If it's an option between a thing and experience, always choose the experience. And that's just stuck with me through my entire life, and he's right, I've never once regretted anything like that.
He always encouraged me to shoot for the stars, and I think that's why I've landed where I am in my career and why I'm so happy with the work that I did, because I never limited myself, and he always encouraged me to continue pushing forward and to pursue my dreams because, you know, I am worth it and special, so that was really nice.
My father is the best father in the world. He taught me exactly what it means to be a man, love your family, and be passionate about your work. Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Happy Father's Day.